Hello, friends. Happy Saturday. Welcome to Saturday Writing Sprints. Hello. How is everybody doing today? Hello, Misha. Hello, Nina. Welcome to the both of you. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Megan. Welcome. What's everybody going to be working on today? I am going to be working on Project Dragon, I think. We'll see. I'm not really in the mood for anything specific today, so we will see. We will see what I get up to. I'm excited for August to roll around so that I can get cracking on Project Second Story's second draft. Definitely going to be interested. And today I've been reading a middle grade, and the beginning of it has made me start to think that I need to rewrite the beginning of my middle grade that's currently on query, which is not good. I don't want to rewrite that again. I'm like 5 drafts into that one, but I might need to just to make it a little bit snappier because, middle grade's always got to be snappy and ready to go. But who knows? Who knows with that one? But yes. You guys let me know what you're going to be working on today. We're going to be doing Pomodoro sprints, I guess is the best way to say it. Goodness me, can't type today. Alrighty. I have so many things open on my computer because I was running a D&D game last night, and this stuff is still all open. My goodness. Anyways. Yeah, we'll see what I get up to today. We shall see. Who knows? But yes, my lovely friends. Yes. How's everybody's Saturdays going? Hope it's going well. Got my coffee. Been reading for a few hours. Washed my hair today. It's been a productive Saturday. And it's finally cool enough outside that I can have my windows open. We love to see it. We love to see it. All right. Do we want to do D20 sprints today? I think so. Let me put that there for now. Let me grab my DM dice because I didn't get to roll a lot last night. Where are my D20s? Here, we got 2, 3. That'll work. Good clacks. Ooh, Megan, that's so exciting. Got your last feedback from a beta reader. Does that mean today you're going to be diving into the feedback to see, edits and stuff? That's exciting. I've only ever really done feedback. I've done it a few times with Project Dream because that was my middle grade that I've now worked on for so long. But it's always exciting to read through people's comments and see what they catch, especially if it's a really early draft. I've sent out Project A Second Story, and I've only written 1 draft of that, so whatever comments come back are probably going to be very needed for a second draft because they will be the ones that will catch plot holes. I can just see it. I've already had 2 beta readers go through at least the beginning of the book, and because I sent on Google Docs, I get comments back in chunks through email whenever they're working on it. So I get to just kind of see where they're at. And both of them were commenting the same thing at the beginning. So I know that it's an issue that I need to change. We love plot holes. We love plot holes that hinge on, readers believing stuff. And by the end of it is a thing. But Nina's going to be working on their rom-com novella. Ooh. You know, some rom-coms are sad. They make me cry. I think it's just about the emotion of it, because a really well done rom-com that like gets a 4 or 5 star from me will be the ones that make me realize things about myself, make me like face issues that I have that are like being brought up in the characters. So I think a really well done rom-com or a romance novel in general really plays with the most human emotions that you can have, right? Like love is one of the most human emotions you can have. So that's really intriguing. That's really intriguing, Nina. I like that. I like that your friend dared you to do that and you are doing it. That's pretty cool. We love to see it. Woo! Heck yeah, Megan. I have probably gonna have like 2, even though I've sent it out to a bunch of beta readers, because one of them I have already back, and the other one, she's been my beta reader for multiple projects now, or Project Dream twice, and then this one, so 2 projects, and she's very reliable to get her feedback in on time. So I gave them all to the end of July, so I got like 7 days, 8 days until all of their feedback has to be in. But I'm assuming that only 2 of them are going to get it back to me, because the other ones I sent it to them because they wanted to read it, not because I was like desperate for beta feedback. But oh well. Well, I'm glad you're here. Either way, Misha, it's all good. It's all good. All right. Okay, how does a 16-minute starting warm-up sprint sound, my friends? I realized that my ticker says first sprint rather than beginning chat. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Yes, which is fine. I think a lot of the cuteness that comes from rom-coms is the emotional connection you can get with characters. And one of the best things I find about all those emotions that come out in romance novels aren't like the cutesy, fluffy moments or the like smutty moments or anything. It's the moments where like the characters really connect with each other. I don't know what it is about that, but it gets me. It gets me every time. And then I sit there and I just go, I want that. So throw in a dog. It makes it cute. I don't know. All right, let me get this set up. We're going to be doing our little tomato Pomodoro timer guy. We're going to be 16. Come on. Here we go. Save. All righty. Let's see. Oh, we got our little Pomodoro timer. Yeah, I mean, smut always is a good thing, but I think what like really gives it the emotional connection, because you can have as much smut as you want in a book, but what really makes it a good book for me is the emotional connections between the characters. Otherwise, it's just porn, which is entertaining, but doesn't make a good book, you know? It doesn't make a good book. Anyways, we're gonna go for it, friends. We're just gonna dive in. I'll see you in 16 minutes. Sprint. forgot how lovely that Pomodoro timer sounds when it's done. Oh, how do we feel after that, my friends? First sprint down, warm-up sprint in. I've added about 150 words to my document, rereading a little bit of the chapter that I wrote. Previously, it's been about 2 weeks since I've touched this, so I need to get back into the story. I'm listening to my Dragons playlist to get in the mood, but I think we're here. I think we're here today. I don't know what I'm going to be really focusing on today, whether it's going to be Izzy's chapters or if I'm going to switch back to Maven a little bit, but I have the hankering to really look at the story as a whole right now and make sure that it kind of still makes sense. See if I'm still going where I want to be going. But yeah, how are you guys doing? I also got a snack. Some words is better than no words, Nina. I love it. I left my water over there. Hello, Isabella. Welcome. Yes, one of them is named I guess, Project Dragon, I should say, is going to be from 3 points of view, 2 main ones and one like slightly lesser one. And we're going to start with Isolde, which is my little 9-year-old girl. I call her Izzy because it's easier than Isolde. But I love her. I love her, and I'm going to put her through so much pain, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun because in the end, it's going to be fine. And Maeve is my second point of view, but my main point of view, because she's the one that I've had in my head for so long. And she is my dragon keeper, which is very exciting. Hello, Rebecca. Welcome, welcome. What audiobook are you listening to? I'm very excited. Ayana? Or Aine? I don't know how to say your name. I'm very sorry, but they got 335 words. Absolutely killing the game. Yes, dragons. I've had this story idea in my head, or I've had the hankering to write a dragon story since I saw How to Train Your Dragon back when I was like a young teenager babysitting some kids when the movie came out. We watched the movie in the basement, and I sat there and I was like, this is my favorite movie of all time. I have been changed in this moment. And since then I wanted to write a dragon story, and it only clicked together in the last like year and a half, 2 years. But I'm very excited about it. And I've seen a lot of content recently about people saying like, enough with the dragon baiting. Like, there's so many books out there right now that have either dragon in the title or a dragon on the cover or in the synopsis, and then they actually look at and they read the story and there's like barely any dragons. And I'm like, listen, I promise there's gonna be dragons in my story because I love dragons so much. And one point of view is literally at the dragon sanctuary, so there's gonna be all sorts of dragony goodness. What is this hair doing? Hey, that's fine, Misha. If your body's telling you gotta sleep, wind down and enjoy your Saturday night. I was about to say evening. Night. Oh, thank you, Isabella. I love that. Woo! Favorite ghost story podcast. Incredible. 1619 project. Ooh! Interesting. You know, I really need to actually listen to like nonfiction as audiobooks because I love podcasts. So like, it makes sense. I would like to listen to nonfiction as audiobooks because I don't read any like really any nonfiction. I've read like maybe 2 this year so far. Maybe. Where's my thing? Let's see. I don't remember what I've read this year. So, stats, tell me. How many nonfictions have I read? 1. So there you go. I've read 1. And it wasn't even really a proper nonfiction. Well, it was. But it was Why She Wrote, which is a graphic novel memoir history of women writers in history. So pretty fun. Pretty fun. But I need to read more of those. I need to read more nonfiction just to be educated. Dragon fantasy is the best. I love it. I love it. How to Train Your Dragon runs so much heart. Yes, it does. It's one of my favorite stories of all time, and it's just very good. Dragon Sanctuary. Sorry, let my babies up there in the Dragon Sanctuary. War between pirates and dragons. Whoop! Say more. I love it. Oh my god. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I enjoy it. Today's a good hair day. I washed it today, so it like actually looks good, which is rare. But thank you so much. I appreciate it. Meredith from Brave. You know, Homegirl, I love that movie, and I love her very much. She's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it's like listening to a podcast, right? Just with only one person talking, usually. I need to get into that more, but well, that was lovely. Yes, so that's what I'm currently working on Project Dragon. I also last night started a brand new D&D campaign with my friends. I am the DM, but it's set in this world, which is very exciting because as a like first episode, I had done so many like notes and planning and narrative stuff to set us all up, and it was just so fun because I've set it timeline wise before Project Dragon, so I got to include some of my characters from Project Dragon in it, and it's very exciting to do that. And then because some of my friends have read pieces of Project Dragon, so they're like aware of the world and the story and whatever, and some of the characters. So when I introduced one of them, which wasn't like meant to happen, I just had this group of people there that if they wanted to interact with them, they could. And if they did, they would interact with one of my characters, Ira, which is very exciting because she has a really interesting backstory. But I love it. I love it. Well, thank you, Misha. I appreciate the compliment. I do. I very much do. I need to rewatch that movie. That movie makes me happy. Why, thank you. I love my shelves. They're my pride and joy. Which way is this going to be tilting? This way. Pride and joy. And they're like my favorite background now. Whenever I have work calls or interviews or anything, this is the background. It's very good. Yes, I'm in a 1-bedroom condo at the moment, and I know like whatever my next move is going to be into a house, and I'm like, I know for sure that at least one of the bedrooms will be converted into a full library office for myself, because that is what I want to do. Because library and offices are just the best. I got to work around my books, right? Plus, I work from home, so I need to have a cozy area. Currently, I'm working from my dining room table, which is fine. But anyways, my friends, I'm going to roll for our next sprint. Let's see how long this one goes. Ooh, a nat 20. We love to see it. 28 minutes. How does that sound for our next Pomodoro timer sprint? Let me get our little tomato guy set back up. A lovely, yes, agreed. Whenever you got bookshelves behind you, it's the best. It's truly the best. All right, second sprint. We got it all lined up. I'm gonna dive back into my fantasy world, and I hope you guys enjoy the sprint as well. I'll see you in about a half hour, my lovely, lovely friends. Ooh, what book are you reading, Isabella? Tell me before we dive in. I'm intrigued. I was reading a middle grade earlier. Let me grab it. and I'm very excited about it. Like, it's going better than I thought it would, because I started it a while ago and I just wasn't into it. But Zachary Ying by Shren J. Zhao, which I am going to probably finish today because it's really quick. I'm also in the middle of Truth Witch, which I'm loving, which is wild. Love to say that I'm loving a book. And then my next read is going to be Hunger of the Gods. I'm finally going to be diving into this absolutely massive boy. So excited. Daughter of the Siren King. Woo! I've not heard of that. I'm going to look it up. Where's my Goodreads? Daughter of the Siren King. Oh, it's the Trisha Levenseller sequel. Yes? Very nice, very nice, very good. I've heard good things about this book. Anyways, let's dive into our second sprint. You're good. It's good. I got it. You're good. All right, we're gonna dive in, and I will see you in 28 minutes, my friends. Good luck. Sprint. I don't know where those last few minutes went, but man, that sprint vanished. How are we feeling? How are we doing? After our second sprint, I've officially added 1,059 words to this draft today. Cruising right along. I'm back in it, working with my little girl, Izzy. All good things. All good things. My poor... You guys ever write a story or like have a planned out story and kind of just sit there and wonder at yourself for how cruel you can be? Because, I don't know, I take some like vaguely sadistic pleasure in, I don't know, in causing pain to characters. I don't know what it is. My friend commented on it once when she read when I first handed her a bit of Project Dragon to read during one of our writing club meetings that we have. And I asked her specifically because she had read my work previously. She's read a lot of my stuff, and she's just like, you have a very similar way of putting your characters through pain. And I'm like, oh no. And she's like, it's fine. You do it the same in every book and it's a lot. And I'm like, listen, sometimes you just have to hurt your characters physically. It makes for interesting stories. But on that note, my little girl Izzy, who's already gone through it with her like blinding incident, just had her hand burned during her first vision. So now she's dealing with like second, third degree burns. We love to see it. I love. And I got 473 words. Heck yeah. And I got a couple more words. Might switch to a different project. Whatever keeps the juices flowing. Misha meditated. We'd love to see it. Hello, Kelly. Welcome to the stream. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes. Sometimes it's fun to hurt your characters. I don't know. It's really interesting to play with like physical pain sometimes to see how that affects things. I don't know why. I don't know why it's fun for me, but it is. In one of my old YAs that I wrote that is now shelved, I had one of my characters go through a couple torture sequences. Just cuz. So I can see why my friend thinks that about me. She's like, yeah, you treat pain very similarly in your books. I'm like, listen, I don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing, but it's a thing. It's a thing. Anyways, yes, I'm now going to like the narrative that I'm doing right now for Izzy specifically, because I have, as I said, two other characters that are also points of view in the story, but I'm working right now on Izzy's story. I'm doing like a Mother Gothel type of narrative with Izzy and this lady that has taken her in. Very exciting because this is right at the beginning of it where like a false sense of security is going to settle in around her. And then as she like has things happen to her, the lady is going to eventually sell her to the highest bidder, who is another character that is not a point of view, but like the bad guy in the story, essentially, like the guy who's in like fucking things up, essentially. So, it's going to be good and delicious to have that good betrayal happen. It's going to be very good. I love a sense of comfort and then all of a sudden have it ripped out from beneath you. It's very fun. You know, it might be my motif. Who knows? Who knows? Yes. I didn't even think of it this way when I was planning it, but when I had my friends read some of my early work with Izzy, one of them mentioned the fact that they wanted to see the relationship between Izzy and the lady who takes her in. And so I was like, and they were like, I really want it to be like this kind of a Mother Gothel from Tangled situation where like she's being very, very kind and very, very like, oh, I'm going to take care of you, and is very motherly to Izzy. But there's like a weird sense of offness being threaded through that was also suggested by one of my friends, because it's weird. It's like when you are physically, visibly blind in one eye, a lot of people will focus on that when they're looking at you and or like specifically look away from it. But you can always sense when someone's looking at that part of your eye. So Izzy always comments that when the lady is around her and talking to her, the lady is always looking at Izzy's eye. Much in the same way that Mother Gothel in the movie Tangled is always talking to Rapunzel's hair in a way. Like it's like a possession thing, right? Because Izzy's eye is white. It's a sign of her blindness, and it's a sign of her being God touched and being special, right? So it's, you know, it's fun. It's fun. And the fact that she's going to get sold to the highest bidder is going to be real fun. Yeah. You gotta work that good old gaslighting in there. And it's easier when they're like a little kid too, because little kids have a tendency to just trust as soon as you're given, like in Izzy's case, as soon as she's given food and a place that's safe, she immediately is like, I'm in, I trust you. And so that trust is going to be broken. It really was. And it's so subtle that it's like, oh, yes, it's very good. Well, thank you, Nina. I enjoy this book a lot. It is the book of my soul, and I hope to one day have it in readers' hands in some way, shape, or form. I really hope that I can get it traditionally published. I don't know if it'll be a debut, but because from the looks of it, it's going to be a lot of words. Because I'm sitting at 46,000 words, almost 47K. And I don't even think I've hit the halfway mark in any of the narratives that I'm working with right now. So she's going to be a beefy boy. But that's okay. We enjoy it. We love chunky fantasy books. Don't we? As is evident by the fact that I love chunky fantasy books with my entire soul. But especially epic fantasy. Makes me happy. Anyways, yes. I'm glad you guys are getting your words in, getting things productive. I'm going to roll for our next sprint, just so I have it. I rolled 2 nat ones. Oh, man. We're going to re-roll those. That was only slightly better. Jeez. Oh, my God. I rolled a natural 9 and a natural 4. Jesus. Okay. 25, 29. Of course I'm rolling D&D dice. My guy, I play D&D all the time. Of course. How long have I been working on the story of my soul? I started planning it. Was it in 2020? Or 2021? You know, it was in the pandemic at some point. My entire brain is entirely fuzzy on time at this point, but it's been well over a year and a half. But I've only been writing it for since January. So 6.5 months, 7 months. I've only been writing it for that long. And it's a story that took me a long time to crack open, which is wild. My book 3 in the Epic Fantasy series. 300,000 words. Absolutely fantastic. I was listening to, I think it was Daniel Green's, one of his recent videos on the Malazan series. And like each one of those is about 300,000 words long. So like it's not unheard of in the fantasy community, but it is hard to get your debut published at anything over 100K. So I'm really hoping that my middle grade gets picked up by an agent who wants also to work with me on my epic fantasy, because yeah. Yes. Oh my goodness. Underwriter. Hey man, I am such an overwriter. Such an overwriter. It's wild. Thanks. I'm trying. I'm hopefully going to have a draft by the end of this year so that I can let it sit and then go back to it and like trim it. Because as I said, overwriter, we need to make things concise and make sure that whatever I'm talking about or whatever scenes that I'm featuring actually are moving the story along, so that even though it is a long epic fantasy, that it still moves with each storyline in a different way, you know? So it's interesting trying to tell myself the story first, which is what I always find first drafts. It's telling myself the story, even though I have already planned out the story. It's telling myself all the ins and outs, and then I go back through and make it well. Make it well. You know, it's a lot. I have always been an overwriter for for fiction and for like school essays and stuff. Like my friends would be panicking about not being able to hit word count. I'm like, I'm 1,000 words over word count. Like I have to go back through now and edit this with like a machete. Like I just need to slice everything away. So there are benefits to being an underwriter because you keep things concise. And you will sell more stuff because short things really do sell. Yeah. Split it in two? Jeez. You know what? Maybe that was beneficial though, to like split it into two, so then you have each of those parts really working with it, like really getting into the story in each of those parts. Maybe it was beneficial for it to be split into two, because a 60,000 word novel and a 70,000 word novel are pretty standard, you know? Pretty industry standard. Well, I say that, and a lot of like really popular novels are like over 100,000 words long. So I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah. Why, thanks. I realized that halfway through I need to split it under. Yeah. You know, yeah. Yep. I know how that feels. Project Dragon in my head was originally going to be a standalone. And when I really started thinking about how the story was going to unfold, I realized that I only knew until the halfway mark. So it's going to be a duology at this point, I think. But which is good, because duologies are selling pretty good right now in publishing. So I just need to actually get it written so that I can try and sell it. Yeah, and sometimes it's finding like scenes that people want more of, or that's what I always like to ask my betas, like, what do you think was not like really worth having in the story, what wasn't really needed, or like are there scenes that you want more of, or like do you want to see something else? Like I always like to ask my betas that, because then it's a good way to get the ball rolling. But anyways, let's dive into this next sprint. I need to turn my air conditioner on a little bit higher because I am sweating right now. So I'm going to do that. But what did I say? 29 minutes for our next Pomodoro sprint. So very close to our previous one, but 29. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Shannon, it's Saturday. Get off your email. Sorry, my boss just emailed me. It's Saturday. Get out. Get out. Another sprint. Yep, we're going to do our third sprint of the day. It's going to be great. All right, my friends. Let's get this Pomodoro, our little tomato friend, ready to go. And I'll see you in a half hour. Sprint. My goodness. That is the end of our third sprint. How are we all doing, my friends? Ooh, Misha. That's a wonderful long series. I love that. If it is 6 books long, you can kind of treat that as like 2 trilogies put together with story arc wise. But that's always exciting, though. Knowing you have that much more to write, so fun. Nina switched to their sad project and is already crying. Oh my gosh. You know what? If the writer is crying, you know that the readers are going to be sobbing, because as writers, we often kind of sit with our work and we're a little bit like desensitized to it. So if we find a scene emotional, it's just going to compound for our readers for sure. Hey, editing and working on it is still getting there, Kelly. I love it. I now have about 1,600 words in my draft for today. I got a little bit distracted by my friend and by a YouTube video, but we're still working. We're still kicking. You can do exactly what you want, Nina. It's your story. Hell yeah. It's Apache, right? Apache?
Apache.
Yep, I was right. How did she pronounce it? Variety of potato for sale here called Apache. I guess that's correct. How did she pronounce it? Apache? Apache? I don't know, man. That's weird. Favorite quotes of draft 1. What? I love it. Incredible. Apache. Oh, yes. That's fun. I like that. Apache. So posh of her. I love it. Anyways, yes, I'm sitting at 1,692 words in this draft, and I so far have written 47,450. Wow, 47,455 words. We're cruising. We're cruising right along. I don't know in our next sprint how many more I'm going to get to, but I like kind of sitting in this world. I almost wish that this writing experience would go faster, but I also don't, because I enjoy being in it and taking my time with this story for sure. It's going to be interesting because I have this kind of organized in a weird way in my Scrivener file. I have folders for each point of view, and I am writing each point of view, their entire story within that folder, and then the next folder and the next folder. So I have it organized like that. But when I actually have them all written, I have to go through and then organize them how they're going to be in the story. So that's going to be really fun. I'm going to be really excited about that, just to see how things are going to be organized. We're going to do one more, Kelly. I usually do 4 during my sprints, my streams. Cajun. Listen, sometimes if you like words, you know things about words that like normal people don't know. And then you kind of have to sit there for a hot second and be like, wow, why do I know this? Excuse me, Cajun spice. I have literally never heard anyone pronounce the word Cajun as Cayenne. That's really funny to me. As a Canadian, a lot of Americans pronounce words real wrong, but that makes me giggle. Cayenne. That makes me giggle. I love that. That's pretty good. I think one of my favorite words right now is bedraggled. It's like he's looking pretty bedraggled, like he's been through it. I don't even know if that's a real word. Hold on. I could just be using it. It's a real word. Look at that. Dirty and disheveled. Bedraggled. It's fun. It's like bejeweled. Anything but it's fun to say. Bedraggled. I used that word like 5 times in my D&D game last night as a descriptor. It's a good word. Good word. My goodness me. Where did I put my notes for the title? Oh, right here. Intriguing. People correct you? Give you the spice of the majestic cayenne tree. No, it's Cajun. They need to get off their own asses. Look at that. Look at the spelling of it. It's literally Cajun. Well, it's Cajun if you look at it specifically, but Cajun's biased. They are wrong. They are wrong. You are correct. That makes me giggle. I like that. Apache and Cayenne. That's really funny. I like that. We have a commercial here in Canada for Leon's, which is a furniture store. And it's spelt Leons, so it is literally Leon's. But the commercial that is circling around is hilarious because it's like 2 people who have decked out their entire home in Leon's furniture, but they're like posh about it. So they're like, whenever they have people over, they're like, "Oh yes, it's Leon's." Makes me think of that. It's Leon's. And then the other people are like, "Leon's?" And they're like, "Leon's." And I'm like, that's funny. I like that. 10 out of 10. Because a lot of Canadians, we like to say Target for Target just because, it's fancy. We don't even have Target, but it's like Target. Oh, I love words. Anyways, all right, I'm going to roll for our last sprint. Woo! Much better this go around. Okie dokie. So we can either go for 28 minutes again, or we can go for 34 minutes for our last sprint of the day. 34 or 28 minutes. It's up to you guys what you guys would rather sprint for. Words are fun. Yeah, we can either go for 28 minutes or 34 minutes. You guys let me know. We got 1 vote for 34 minutes. Let me get everything kind of set up here. This one, last sprint. We got another vote here. We got a vote for 34. We got a vote for 24. I said 28. So I'm going to assume that's 28. So we got a vote for 28 and assume for 24. 34. Jeez. 34 minutes or 28 minutes. Whichever one you guys prefer. Because I rolled a 15, a 13, and a 19. So putting that all together would be too long. But splitting it differently works. 34 minutes or 28 minutes. You guys pick away, and I'll set up our little Pomodoro guy. Ooh, we got another vote for 34. Are we good with 34? Round us out with an extra long sprint. I'm all right with that. All righty. We'll go with it. Okay, friends. That's all right, Misha. You can sleep if you like. It's late where you are, so go for it. But, all right, friends. All right, my friends, we're going to go for it, and I'll see you in about a half hour. Sprint. My goodness, my friends, we are at the end of that. And also at the end of the stream. How are we feeling? How are we feeling today? I have officially added 2,058 words to my draft. Probably will work a little bit more on that today. Who knows? Just, coasting right along. Hello, Grace, and welcome. You did come in at a little bit of a late time because we are done the stream, or pretty much. But hello either way. It's lovely to see you here. Yes, what a good stream. Very good productivity. Love it. Missed this last weekend, but I wasn't feeling well. So, alas, we were here. Hello, Amy. I'm glad you had a good stream. Ooh, what a lovely, lovely book. I think my friend read that when she was going through her Japanese translation phase earlier this year. She read so many of them. Yeah, interesting. All right, my lovely friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me on this lovely Saturday evening. It's not evening, it's afternoon for me. Nina got 256 words added. Heck yeah. Kelly spent the whole 30 minutes finally making a link tree. Very cool. I have a link tree. It's very basic, but it works. It works. Anyways, my lovely friends, I think I'm going to call it here. Thank you for hanging out with me for a couple hours, getting our work done, getting our words in, or getting our books read, whatever you guys did for this stream. I hope to see you again soon. I don't know if I will be here next weekend because next weekend is the long weekend here in Canada. We have a long weekend coming up, so I probably won't be here. I'm going to probably be at the lake, so probably no stream next weekend. But if you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you will be alerted to when the next sprint is going to come and be live. But yes, my friends. Why, thank you, Amy. Welcome to my little channel. Thank you for joining me, Misha. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys around. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. All right, friends. Bye.